Hello, I'm Delusion Dispeller. Some of the problems that can be caused by the parent not allowing the child to individuate and go through all those childhood stages we talked about on the previous videos, and if you haven't watched them, please do so you'll know what I'm talking about. Some of the things that result from this type of thing are that the child grows up to have adult conflicts in relationships. They don't know the balance of give and take and how to communicate and how to handle conflicts and things like that. They tend to overreact to situations or run from situations or project their issues onto the other person, those type of things. They might have mental or mood disorders or personality disorders. They might even resort to substance use to escape the feelings that they never learned how to handle. So they try to bottle it and run away from it and hide it. Also, another thing that can happen is called enmeshment. A child that did not grow up in a secure environment, having the needs met to grow through these stages and be responded to in a correct, balanced way, can often develop something called enmeshment. What enmeshment means is that you become, well, not you, but the person that has been damaged becomes so dissatisfied with who they are that they seek to attach to this symbiotic other person, to the point where they lose themselves. I talked about it a little bit earlier about how they decide that they like what the other person likes. They want to do what the other person wants to do. They do exactly what the other person wants them to do because they have this desire to be so connected to that person that they're inseparable. This results often in them manipulating other people and controlling people, or the other person manipulating and controlling them if they're in this type of situation. You know, the Bible even says, fathers should not provoke their children to wrath or anger because they will cause discouragement in them. Also, the Bible talks about if a mother ever forsakes her child, her nursing child, it even says that God will never leave nor forsake them. So you see, the Bible even recognizes that there are certain types of egg donors and sperm donors that will desert their children, that will reject their children, that will abandon their children, usually due to their own personal issues that never got dealt with. Another thing that can happen is in a situation with a parent that is overprotective. Enmeshment, dependent personality disorder, trouble with risk-taking, all can result from a parent that is overprotective. They don't allow the child to take risks and suffer consequences. Healthy consequences, not extreme, letting them touch a stove and burn themselves on it. That's not a good thing. I mean, yeah, if the child keeps grabbing onto something hot and you just don't, pull their hand away right away, but if chances are if they touch it just for a moment and get a taste of it, they'll withdraw their hand. Some people feel that this is a good way to teach a child. That's debatable. I don't do that with my children, or never did that with my children. But you also don't want to go to the other extreme and be hovering over them like a mother hen. Oh, don't touch that. You're going to get hurt. Don't do that. You might drop it over. Don't climb that tree. You might fall. I mean, come on. You have to a certain extent, let your child go and explore. Untie the apron strings. Let them be their own person within calculated risks, but don't do anything that can damage the child or harm them, obviously. So people that were overprotected as children seek their answers from somebody else. I need to know, is it okay for me to do this? Should I take this job? Should I take that bus? Should I go for that walk? What do you think? As adults, they're still asking these questions. They're very dependent on the other person. They don't take risks. They don't take chances. They're too afraid because, well, I never was allowed to before. As a child, Mom made all my decisions for me. Mom picked my clothes out. In fact, Mom still picks my clothes out. I'm 32, and Mom still picks my clothes for me. There's something wrong with that, obviously. So, stay tuned. We'll talk a little bit more about these types of topics on the next video. Thanks.